Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel Public White Geek. This is Sanam, and today we are finally gonna start with Firebase push notification. It's a little bit complicated, but I will try my best to make it as easy and as uh, modular as I can. Right. So I have this. We have this app that we built last time, which is for the Google Firebase phone authentication. So I've just integrated the push notification in this app just to show you guys for the demo that what we are going to make. But we are not going to continue with the same application. Rather, we will build. We'll start from scratch. Uh, we'll make a new project and we'll start with that. But I just wanted to show you guys how does the push notification work on this application. So right now the application is in open state, the active state. So Firebase push notification works on three states actually: active, background. So active is basically the foreground, then we have a background, and then we have a suspended or the closed state. So the active state, I'm gonna send a push notification saying active, next, and it's okay if you guys cannot see the Firebase console right now because once we start developing the new project, uh, I will show you the console, Firebase console as well. So I sent the active push notification. You can see that our app has received it. So I'm gonna close it, and now we are at the home screen. So it's in the background mode now, and I'm gonna send BG, next, and publish, and we will see the background notification. And last one is the closed. So I will try to close this, and then I will try to show you the close notification now. And you can see that we have received all three notifications. So these are the push notifications that we're going to work on, and I'll teach you how to uh, integrate this in your application. So let's get started. So guys, I'm gonna put this screen to my other desktop right now so that we get more screen real estate. And then coming to this Xcode, let's create a new Xcode project, single view application, and I will say Firebase push notif. Right, so Firebase push notif is the project name, and I will not include code data, and I will change the team. So yes, one more thing, a very important thing, you need Apple paid developer account in order to work with remote notification or the push notification, because you will need the Apple Apn certificate key that you need to upload to Firebase, right? So you'll have to purchase that $99 uh, developer account, or you need to upgrade your account to the paid developer account. Right, so my account is a paid developer account, so I will select my team and I will blur this part because I have other team as well under this account, so I don't want to show them. Right, so I've selected my team and I'm gonna click on next, and desktop is okay, create, and we have our Xcode project ready. So let's just run this on my phone and make sure that everything is working fine. And since there is nothing in the UI part that we will be doing, so we'll just set up a base background, not white, just something else, so that we know that the application is running fine. Not black, not white. So this is the white background right now, the view controller. So we will just set it up to something else so that we know that things are working, at least the application is working fine, right? So we'll go here on the main.storyboard and we'll select our view into the view controller and change the from the inspector over here, we will change the background color to something maybe this orangish. I don't know, something light. Probably this orange is okay for now. Let's just try to run and make sure that things are working fine. So if we see the orange color, that means our app is running absolutely fine, no issues. Perfect. So I'll put it back and then let's get started. So for this project, our main task will be handled, or most of the code will be handled in App Delegate, at least for this tutorial. But I don't suggest working on App Delegate that much. It's better that you create a different file for notification and place your controllers, place your functions over there, your delegate methods over there, and then you can use those inside your App Delegate. That is pretty easy. I mean, a much cleaner way to handle it, I would say. But just for the sake of making things easy for this tutorial, I will put everything in the App Delegate. Right, so let's just expand this. So we have the standard App Delegate file, and first thing first, we need to add our Firebase project. So let me just pull up my browser and open console.firebase.com, and I'll pull it onto the different screen. I mean the main screen where all the code is, so that you guys can also see. Right, so right over here you can see we have everything in place. I'll select my location to India, mainly for the analytics purposes. It has nothing to do with your project basically, or the project, especially for the tutorial purpose, it doesn't matter. Just for the this particular location is just for the analytics, whereas this one is for the Firestore database or the servers that they have, right? So I'll put my project name, the same one that I already created, which is Firebase push notif. So I'll do Firebase push notif. And by the way, guys, this one is going to be in multiple parts. This particular tutorial is going to be in multiple parts because it's a huge implementation. Although it's simple, but it will take some time because we need to set up some. We need to create some certificates and set them up, right? So Firebase push notif is ready to use. That's what Firebase is saying. So we will create an iOS app, and in the bundle ID, I'll just copy my bundle ID from here, which is this one. Copy, and then let's go here, and I'm gonna put it here, and I don't need anything else. So register app, and then CocoaPods. You guys should be aware of it now. And if you don't know CocoaPods, you can go to my previous video and go through the CocoaPods video that I created, right? How to install it on Mac and how to use them. I've created a good tutorial over there. You guys can go and check it out. Right, so our Google service info.plist file has been downloaded. We just need to pull it inside our project. So let me just open it on Finder, inside downloads. Just pull it over here. Make sure that you have selected this copy items if needed. It should be checked, and click on finish. And right over here, just change this to Google service -info.plist. If you have any number beside info, just remove it. And mine had number 3 written over there because I had a couple of more files downloaded from the previous project that we did. Right, so first let's try to just connect our app to Firebase and make sure everything is working. So first thing first, we need to do pod init, and let's go to terminal. Let's quickly do, so we are inside our Firebase push notif project, and let's just try to list everything. Yes, we are in here. I'm gonna close this project because we need to open the XC workspace project, right? So we'll do pod init. It will initialize the directory with CocoaPods, and you can see pod file has been created. So I'll do vi pod file, and right over here I'll do I, and then I'll add Firebase core over here and hit enter and escape colon wq and then pod install. Right, so basic Firebase will be installed in the project. So all the base libraries, the core library of Firebase will be installed. And once we have done that, we will do open Firebase push notif .xc workspace, and then hit enter and do a command build just to make sure that our pods have been installed and compiled properly, right? And I will run the project once more to make sure that things are working after integrating Firebase, just to make sure that everything is working. And also we need to connect it to Firebase, right? So we need to run it on the device to make sure, or emulator basically you can do on that as well. Simulator you can do there as well. Right, so you can see that the app has opened with the orange screen, and click on next, and now we will initialize the Firebase itself. So two things that we need to do. So first is import Firebase. We'll copy this, go to our app delegate, which should be, I can minimize this, which should be right over here. In app delegate, it says to import Firebase, and we will do that. Right over here, we'll say import Firebase, and then in did finish launching with applications, Firebase app.configure. So this is where did finish launching with with options, and then right over here we can do Firebase app.configure, and I'm gonna run this project now, and then let's click next and let's wait. Sometimes it works at the very first go. Sometimes you might have to uninstall the application on your device and reinstall it so that Firebase can uh, check this. So I'm just going to close it, wait for a couple of seconds and see if it passes. If it doesn't, I will move this right over here, and yes, it passes. So finally it works. Just we had to wait for some time, and then it worked. So I had to close, open, and then it started working. So our app is configured and it is communicating with the Firebase database. Perfect. Now let's try to go to docs and start setting up the push notification. Right, so in the iOS API references, I think get started for iOS is good area to start with, and we'll go to cloud functions. Now we'll go to cloud messaging. This is where we need to go and click on set up an iOS client. So a lot of functions that we will be using will be available over here, and the steps are also available over here. So you're going to use a lot of things from this documentation. Right, so first step is to go to Firebase, create a project. We have done that. Then go to remaining setup. We have done this. Adding Firebase to our iOS app. We have done Google service -info.plist done. Adding the SDK. This is where we added Firebase core pod, and it is asking us to add one more, which is pod messaging pod. So we'll go to this pod section, go to pod file, and then paste this over here, save it, close it, stop task, and then bring back our terminal and just do pod install, and it's installing Firebase messaging as well for us. Done, and then we will open Firebase push notif and we will run the project once to make sure that the things are compiled, right? Okay, so till here everything is done. Now comes the APN or the authentication key part, which is a little bit confusing, and we will try to do it step by step. Let me just check if how many minutes have been done. So 16 minutes, so it's fine. But well, after uh, cutting down some of these uh, clips in between or trimming them in between, I think it will go down to 12 or 13 minutes. Anyways, so we'll go to developer.apple.com. Yes, we need to, as I said, that we need the a lot of things, guys, over here. I am going to blur it because of the fact that I don't want to reveal a lot of applications of my clients over here. So, and anyways, I'm not using my main developer account. uh, this is also a paid account, but it's not the primary developer account that I have. This is a secondary developer account, so still this account also has some clients and some application details over here, so I don't want to show those, so I'm gonna blur those things. Right, so now verification code will be all right. So we are logged into our developer account or my developer account, and from here we will click on certificate IDs and profiles. And as you can see, there are some applications available over here which have certain um, app details that I don't want to show, so I'm not gonna do that. But so here's the thing that we will need to do. So I will let me just bring this one over here for now. So in order to create the certificate, there is a new way that Google accepts and Apple has introduced as well. So let's try to do that. So we'll go to cloud messaging in our Firebase console, and we'll follow exactly the same steps that they are asking. So we don't want to start sending message. In fact, we'll go on this settings gear icon, go to project setting, and then from here we'll go to cloud messaging. Right, so you can see we have server key, legacy key, sender ID, all those details available. And right over here, it is asking for APN authentication key or APN certificate, which is Apple Push Notification Certificate, or uh, APN authentication key. So you can provide either the key or the certificate. The method that we will be using is the APN key because it's a new way and it's a very simple and secured way. And as you can see, Firebase is also recommending using the um, auth key or the APN key system. So how do we get the APN key? A very important thing. So we click on upload and it's asking for .p8 file and then key ID and team ID, right? So three things that we need is a P8 file, key ID and team ID. So let's go back to our Apple uh, developer account and let's bring it up. So on the left side, you can see there's an option of keys. Let's click on all and then let's create a new key. Guys, the key that you will create over here is something that you can say it's a single download. So once you have downloaded from Apple's developer account, you cannot download this key again, right? So you need to make sure that you are downloading and keeping it safe. And yes, you can use one key with multiple applications as well, right? So I'm gonna say Firebase push notif YT and select the Apple push notification service and click on continue. And then again, it will say that you can use this to do some stuff. Then it gives me the key ID and it gives me the key to download. So I have downloaded this key and it has been saved on my system. Let me just open it up. Yes, it has been saved. I'm just gonna move it onto my desktop, and the file is gonna look something like this. I'll just show it to you. So I don't think so I can bring it. So you can see this this file, which is auth key something 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 dot p8. So this is the p8 file that we were talking about that we need. So we'll go back to our Firebase, click on upload, click on browse, and we'll click on documents, desktop. Where is the desktop? And then get this auth key, and then it is asking for key ID. So we will go back to our Firebase, to our developer account, and this is the key ID. I will copy this and put it over here, and then the team ID that I can get from. And by the way, guys, I will revoke this key ID before publishing it. So don't worry, you cannot steal something from here. Anyways, I'll click on my account, view account, and then from here I can get the key ID as my team ID. So I'll go back and I'll put my team ID. This one will be blurred, and click on upload. And there is an error. Why? Upload done. Okay. Sometimes, just sometimes, there is a problem. And okay, cool. So this one is uploaded, and now our app should be ready to send, or at least from Apple's point of view, it should be ready. Your device should be able to, or your app should be able to receive push notifications. I'm going to put my Apple developer account, the website, on the different screen, and just in case if I need it, I'll bring it back. Okay, so this whole part of upload your APN authentication key is done now. So it was pretty simple. Just go to keys, create one key, make sure you select APN, Apple Push Notification Service, check mark, and then download the P8 file, upload it to Google Firebase, and then just enter your key ID and the team ID, and it should be good to go. Cool. Next is import Firebase in the app delegate. Done. Did finish launching app firebase.configure. Done. We have completed this part at least when we tried to set up the initial project itself, right? So we already completed this part, and next one is to get the. Alright, so next one is either at startup or at the desired point in your application flow, register your app for notification. Call register for. So basically we need to put this part of code right at the startup of the app. So that means we go to app delegate and firebase.app.configure. So before this we will do something like command V, and we will put all of this over here. But in order to use this U1 user notification, we need to import user notifications, and we do command build, and we wait, and we get an error, and I know why we are getting the error, so we will go back to this error and we will start fixing it. Next thing is setting the messaging delegate. We will do this as well, so we'll copy this. So basically Firebase is giving us a lot of code pre-built, basically all of the code pre-built, and we just need to put it in the right place. So we'll do probably over here we can do this, and then so we're getting this message again and again because we need to add couple of extensions, one for user notification, one for messaging, and and we'll do that. And the other method that I was saying that we need to add is something that I will let you know later on. So I mean, the another line that we need to add, I'll let you know. So next one is we go here, and so fetching the current registration token, we don't need this. This is another an optional thing that you, if you want to fetch the token and then you want to refresh it, if you want to manually do something. So all of this thing is something that is optional. You may or may not need to do it. For this particular part, you don't need to do it. So it depends upon your project requirement. Now, here's the thing. So we need to add couple of delegate methods that I told you, basically the extensions. So first one is the extension, the messaging extension. So I will do extension app delegate of type messaging, messaging delegate. So this messaging delegate is nothing but the Firebase cloud messaging. You can see over here FCM. So this one and like this. So one of these errors should go off, and it did. So this messaging one is gone, and then the other one that we need is, so let's just try to get rid of those errors, right? So extension app delegate UN user notification center delegate. So we have these two extensions, and this should get rid of, or should help us getting rid of, those two error messages, right? So where are we, what time? So it's 29 minutes. So I guess this video is done, or the part of this tutorial is done. This is the complicated part, but also the interesting part now that we are going to do, which is setting up these two extensions, right? Which we will touch down in the next video. I don't want to keep extending this video to 1 hour, so we'll just keep it down to 20 to 30 minutes video, and then part 2 will continue from here. Well, I'll see you in the next one, guys. Please like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, bye bye.